check your mouths, find your chairs, and get set
for Halo 3 ODST 100% Badass Edition. Hello everybody, this is JP3 here, and we are back with our Halo 3 ODST 100% Badass Edition. This is mission number 2, Uplift Reserve. Played out on Legendary difficulty with the Iron Skull on, of course. Let's get started, shall we? Probably my favorite vehicle mission in any of the Halo 3 / ODST, either one of those campaigns. This is what Savo Highway should have been. I mean, round out this level a little bit more, and I'm telling you, man, it's already better than Savo Highway. Round it out a little bit more. It's one of the classic missions, if it isn't already. So you start off like a true badass with Dutch and the Spartan Laser. We will be using the Spartan Laser quite frequently in this level. That's the theme of this level, if you will, is Spartan Laser, as much as I can make it possible. So brutes are hard to kill when you're just a lowly ODST, but they're not impossible to kill. So I take that carbine. I'm doing a lot of improv during this series, to be honest with you. So if you see anything that looks a little odd or strange or doesn't look like it belongs in a helpful walkthrough, well, that's because it might not. So if you shoot that Wraith right in the top part, you can take it down in one shot with the Spartan Laser, even on Legendary difficulty.
Let's do this, Trooper. You drive, I'll shoot.
I do usually like to take out this turret. It tends to get in the way of what I like to do over here when I'm feeling a little squirrely. So go ahead and get rid of that turret. And let's see if we can't overcharge this guy. We can't. We can't throw a grenade because I'm still growing accustomed to the lob, but by God, we can snatch this chopper, this overpowered vehicle of sorts. Now, I would just use the chopper to take this thing out, but what did I say earlier? The theme of this mission, one of the themes, if not the theme, is the use of the Spartan Laser, and just how many are available to you in this level. Again, kind of another great example of what I talked about in the first video and the intro to that video. Not the intro, but the intro to my commentary, which is that, you know, they had a second chance. A second chance at building a game with this engine with ODST, unlike anything we'd seen in any other Halo. There's always been a new engine. And I don't know if that has, if that's part of why ODST is the way it is, but it is unbelievable how many chances you have to use power weapons, how much ammunition you have for them, charge for them, whatever it might be. I mean, there is very few times in this mission and in this campaign that I don't have a power weapon as my primary or secondary. And boy, do I love running Jackals over whenever you get the chance. Now, I killed this Wraith in kind of a precarious position for running those guys over, much less for getting the jump on that chopper, but I saw that overcharge coming, and I got back out of there because, you know, that chopper, it still has quite overpowered forward autocannons, and it still, for the most part, can be quite wily, but we don't have any trouble with it. Nothing we can't handle.
ODST reporting for duty, sir.
Nice of you to drop in, Trooper. Head through the park to my second platoon's location. They're taking heavy casualties.
Alright, so right here, you have to be kind of careful. There's a grunt up there with a fuel rod cannon, and by God is he a son of a bitch. Unless you know how to get him. The way to get him is to ride around. Don't let him get a clear shot. Yes, his fuel rods track, but if you can get enough shots on him right there, get him stumbling, then he'll die. Now you've got a brute, obviously with a brute shot up there as well, and he's no joke. Can still push around the vehicle quite much.
Where's the rest of your team, Trooper?
Scattered.
but that's okay. Now we're going to take that fuel rod. What did I tell you about power weapons, right? We're just going to hold on to it for a second. Just keep it in our back pocket. And we're going to let our guy continue to use the Spartan Laser to take out ghosts and hopefully a couple of banshees here. You don't have to stop to take out these guys, but it's, you know, it's fun to do. Fun to see how many your Marines can get, whether with the gun or with the Spartan Laser, the 50 cal. Right now, as you can tell, our guy missed a shot a minute ago. These guys like to fly out of the way pretty fast, and there's a certain range limitation on the use of the Spartan Laser there, so it looks like our guys rather, aren't going to be able to take out but just a couple, or just one rather. That's okay though. Follow these tracks here if you get a little confused, and then come over here where you'll see some turrets set up there. They can be a little nasty on legendary difficulty, so we're going to do something slightly less badass. We're just going to kind of hang out back here and let our Spartan Laser guy do a little bit of work, soften up the opposition just a tad before we proceed forward. So I'm not sure why he's not firing the Spartan Laser from here. The only guess I have in a situation like that is that there's not actually an active enemy in the turret sometimes. So instead of waiting around, I'm just going to go ahead and push forward since the chopper's already down. And it looks like we're pretty close to losing the other turret. We lose both of them actually in quick succession. This dude goes down massively fast. We've got a brute over here that thinks he's an Olympian there with some of those dives. Not quite. So I always like to try to take this guy out because apparently he could alert the Covenant to our presence over here. They come anyway, it really doesn't matter. But before I proceed forward, I like to run back here and grab this bad boy. 20 rounds in that fuel rod, baby. Not a problem at all, taking a little bit of time to do that. Now our guy bathes the area in fuel rod, and somehow, some way, the other Warthog survives it, which is just peachy, just awesome.
Give him a hand and push to the primary objective.
What is the objective, Colonel?
You know the Covenant carrier that slipped away from the city? We need to secure its old LZ. Snatch a tier 1 asset.
Sometimes you can get your guys to take this Phantom down if they work hard enough at it, but it just depends on how fast you get there, probably. So I like to take the long way around. That way, if you know there's a chopper over there, maybe my guys will be able to bury it before it can present a problem later on. But you have to watch out for stray mortars, of course. Well, our guys aren't going to be able to take him out, so I just run that dude through, come over here, and get out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, keep the lower charge Spartan Laser. Go ahead and use it up. See if I can take out a chopper or two over here. Unlike later Halos, you know, if you walk out with a Spartan Laser, you know, the enemy isn't all scripted to scatter. They actually fight like men. Because, you know, the Covenant are all men, by the way. They're a very, very misogynistic group, the Covenant. So grab you a sniper rifle over here if you want to be a true badass and start sniping people in turrets. And people that try to come up here. Or you can just fuel rod them to death. Dance, sucker. I know you got the moves. I know you got the moves. Come on, dance, dude. Dance. Oh, enough's enough. Let's just get this guy over with. Sometimes when you snipe them, they like to get out, and then sometimes they just get right back in. It's kind of funny, if you think about it. Yeah, just aim for the brain pan, as Dutch would call it. So that guy took off. I'm not really sure where he went. I don't think I ever killed him. He must have died in some other way because I never find him. I keep looking. I do not want him to get away. And then sometimes, if not all the time, you'll have some guys try to come up here and slow your roll. Just put a bullet in their head and move forward. So I'm not happy leaving here with lesser amount of sniper rifles. So I think I'm going to go over and refill. That looked like a head to me. I don't know why. Go and refill there. And 17 plus 4, 21. That's not bad. Hop on in. Now I'm going to hand off the fuel rod to the passenger here, and I'm going to equip myself with that fresh Spartan Laser over here. No shortage of Spartan Lasers in the area. I could point out a couple more, but I don't know if we'll need them. So take a little bit of a wide berth here, looking to see if any magic mortars are flying my way. So one thing I like to do is hop up on this rock here. You don't really have to do this. And see if I can't Spartan Laser this Wraith right there. And before he has the chance to react, we take him out. Oh, we've got a brute with a chopper here. Our guys are giving him hell, but I think I'm going to land the killing blow. Alright, yeah, we got the other Wraith. We goosed him out of cover. Bam! I told you, Spartan Laser theme was going to be the main attraction. The draw, if you will. Alright, let's head on. Keep on keeping on. Some dudes hanging out over here. Being cowards. Yeah, it looks... Oh my god. There were some waylaying fuel rods. That's probably how that brute died, because they don't usually hide whenever you're driving by there. That's usually when they get all active. They think you're trying to speed run the level. They try to stop you.
What the hell just happened?
The subspace rupture must have weakened the support rings. All units. Target assets are on the move. Everyone clear the area before more debris comes down. Colonel? Sir! Damn, it's gone.
So this group is, mainly a lot of infantry, nothing too big, and then you have these turrets here that you definitely want to take care of. I usually like to run them through if my fuel rod guy doesn't make short work of them, and it looks like he did, which is fine by me. Then you got Brute Shot Boy up there. He goes down pretty fast, and then we're gonna just bathe this area until these guys are dead, because again, we're doing a no skip, no exploit, kill everything run through Uplift Reserve today. I mean, if there's a guy hiding out over there, we're gonna leave him behind simply because I ain't got time to deal with cowards. But I'm pretty sure we got everybody there. And then this area here can be a little perilous. You got some turrets, you got a Wraith, you got some brute shots. I usually like to take it head on. And if you notice we're going around this former LZ for the Covenant ship. Notice how we're not getting constantly hit with small arms because we're moving fast. We're not, they're not able to shoot us. It kind of makes them feel just a little more organic than they did in Halo 3 and ultimately in Halo 3 ODST's predecessor, Halo Reach. Feels just a little fairer. And I think that's one of the great tweaks that they made with this game. And notice that the Wraith has already been taken down because we came here well armed with a great plan. That's not to say this is easy, but plans work in Halo 3 ODST. And as long as you know the sandbox pretty well, understand the capabilities of your Marines, so on and so forth, you should have a pretty good time. So let's go and get this fresh Spartan Laser. Sometimes I'll hand off a rocket launcher to my guy there, but to be honest with you, going through the rest of the stage, it's not necessarily massively important that your guys are well armed. You will do most of the remaining work. So there's a couple of brutes that are walking through here. They're usually freebies, but be careful. Your guys will shoot at them and not always kill them right away, and bad things can happen. Now this is the most annoying part of the mission, is this specific part right here. These grunts come in and out of cover. if you're hauling 2 power weapons, then you don't really have an easy means to kill them. I mean, you could pull the sniper rifle out, but your guys won't bathe that area in fuel rod if they're sitting perfectly behind those barriers. So I parked this here to prevent that guy from getting out and driving away the Warthog. It works, you know, 80, 60, 20% of the time. I'm not really sure. But it does work. Now look at that brute over there with a fuel rod cannon. I'm not about to drive through with that guy. So first off, let's get rid of this turret, because God knows it's going to annoy the hell out of us from over here if we don't. Get some jump shots on this brute. Now we've got his helmet off. That's kind of nice. We can go ahead and take care of those guys. 2 for 1. So we got 12 rounds left, and we just really got 1 head we need to hit with this thing. There's that head. Alright, and then we're going to pull out our Spartan Laser, see if we can't one-shot this Wraith. Get it and get out of there, because that Wraith mortar is deadly. So they're shooting at the Phantom as it drives away there, or flies away, but I was a little worried about it when I played this. I remember, I'm like, what the hell? Something made it over here? And now we're going to just drive on through with Fuel Rod Hog, kick ass, take names, live up to the badass moniker. Again, as you see there, we had a brute on a turret, but we weren't dead. We're not dead right now, so, you know, again, very, very much an improvement on some of the elements of Halo 3 and what later will become Halo Reach.
Found a hole in the wall, trooper. Drive right through it.
And you drive right through there, and it is all over, baby. Uplift Reserve is down. One of my favorite missions to play, just pound for pound fun. There's a lot of things you can do in Uplift Reserve. You can complete that mission in, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes. I don't even think you have to be an expert to do it. And with the ghost and speed running strats and all that stuff. Or you can spend literally like 20 to 30 minutes in that mission rescuing Marines, putting them in Warthogs, and having a blast. I mean, it's just one of the great all-around sandboxes. Unfortunately, if you will, I guess making an unfair comparison, because it's an ODST, it's in that campaign. It's a little short, but one of my favorites to play. Well, if you haven't already, please subscribe and definitely hit that notifications bell so you know when something's coming out immediately, hopefully. And please use the comments section to talk about your love or your hate of this mission. How do you feel about my commentary? How do you feel about life in general, perhaps? But as for now, this is JP3 signing out. Have a wonderful day, and thank you very, 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 very much for watching. Goodbye.